Hello everybody, my name is Kanai and welcome back to the unboxing, everybody. Woo! Here we are continuing our look at some Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures from the early years of the franchise. With what would be the next canonical thing, I guess, because we started with the Mighty Morphin team, then we went on to their villain Rita, then we went on to Season 2's villain, Zed, and now we're moving on to Season 3-ish. Season 3-ish. With one of the few things I'm actually somewhat nostalgic for from MMPR, those being the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. Jesus Christ. The Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. Because you see, this is actually kind of my first personal exposure to Mighty Morphin. I mean, technically my first exposure to Mighty Morphin was in seeing Dr. O in Dino Thunder. So, I mean, I guess that kind of counts. But in reality, my first time actually watching anything that was semi-MMPR related was watching on Netflix the Alien Ranger miniseries. That was kind of the bookend to Season 3, I think. It would make sense. They use Kaku Ranger stuff in Season 3. And for many people, this is probably easier sold as just a Kaku Ranger box set. Because who gives a shit about the Alien Rangers? The Kaku Rangers, though, they can show up when it's Friday in California. But whatever. This is the Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers Amazon exclusive 5-pack. So this is in a somewhat specialized box. It's similar to the Omega Rangers box, actually, where it is 2 black lightning bolts with some specialized art in the middle, but it is not very space efficient. Like the Omega Rangers box is actually a fine, decent size. I can go grab it. Give me a second. I'm gonna wiggle myself over as I go grab it from my stack. This is the Omega Rangers box in comparison. It's slightly wider, but also it's not nearly as tall. I don't know why this needs to be this size, because the Omega Rangers, despite having, they only have one less figure, but otherwise each figure comes with about the same amount of stuff, I would say, plastic-wise. Maybe a little less, but whatever. They're both sets that don't come with Rangers with heads. So, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah. As I was saying, you can see the Lightning Collection logo there in the corner. The Rangers hanging out in Aquitar. White Ranger up front, because she's kind of the leader, sort of. Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers down in that corner. Warnings and plastic-free packaging and whatnot. As I wiggle myself around, on this side, we get images of all 5 of their helmets, as well as at the top, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers logo. On the other side, it just says the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. Lightning Collection down at the bottom. At the bottom, there's some legalese. At the top, there is nothing. On the back, it shows you the 5 Rangers you get. You get the 1 White Ranger, which is your 1 feminine mold for the box set. Then from the height charts, yellow and blue share the same mold, and then black and red share the same mold. They're the same height, they do the same stuff, so on, so forth. But they all also share the exact same weapons. They have some different markings for their weapons, because that's how the show works. But it doesn't really matter. What matters is getting these guys out of their box, their prison, their whatever the fox. So we're just gonna... Yeah, just so you guys know, it did come in a Hasbro shipper, but that Hasbro shipper also had my address on it. So, no thank you. No doxing, please. No doxing, please. Thank you. Yeah, we can just cut that one piece of tape once it's out of the Hasbro shipper. Start getting it out. It's in like a cardboard tray. Yeah, this is not very space efficient at all. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is a bit much. So yeah, there are 5 slots for your 5 Rangers. They're all held in their bags via some tape. So let's start getting them out and make sure that our packages came out all right. I mean, the bags are slightly ripped already, which is kind of funny. So we're going to get out, I guess, the Blue Ranger. Jeez. I'm going to lower this so that you guys can actually see and also get it a bit closer. So we can start analyzing each individual figure a bit closer. We'll go Ranger by Ranger, starting with their accessories. I mean, I've showed you plastic-free packaging already from Lightning Collection throughout these past couple reviews. And I'm sure we'll be seeing it again through these past couple, through a couple more videos. This fucking thing is getting in the way. There's like a little cardboard insert that splits them up. So we're just gonna get rid of that shit. So I'm gonna... Jesus Christ, so much tape as well. Yep, this is awkward. I'll stab myself a little bit. I'm just gonna tear this paper open, because I don't really care about keeping the paper intact, as I don't think anyone else does. So, these baggies come with their accessories. I'm gonna rearrange that eventually. So, as far as accessories go, they're really bent out of shape sword. I'll have to heat that up. But each one has printed on it their individual logo, which is nice. I'm going to put that in its sheath so it can remold itself a little bit. I hope I didn't show my face there. Yeah, that should help the sword remold itself. I'm going to put it in its sheath, and then, since we're keeping it with blue, we'll know whose is whose. They also come with a gun. They also come with a blaster, as well as a dagger form of, I think it's the same weapon, but in dagger form. They come with a blast effect. And this one comes with two of these cool action pose hands with lines on the back. So let's look at blue. I think blue is the worst of these figures, purely because, for some reason, he's just the wrong shade of blue. Okay, cool. He is an older mold, so he doesn't feel super loose or bad or anything, and he's not really missing anything, thankfully, given Hasbro QC. He might be a tad tight, but otherwise, he's fine. Yeah, that's just the wrong shade of blue. He's supposed to be like a light blue. I'm gonna get some lights on so that we can hopefully focus better on this, rather than those boxes in the back. Other light turn on. Haha! Son of a... Okay. There. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is a much richer blue. I mean, the camera's already making it way richer than it is in real life, but even still, as the somewhat paler blue it is, it's supposed to be closer to like a baby blue. But it's whatever. We can get his sword onto his back, because they all have back peg holes, which is cool and nice and greatly appreciated. And then you can get the gun in the holster, I think. From what I've heard, they never use the gun in one of the modes they never use in the show for Power Rangers. So it's nice they included it, because it helps you do more Kaku Ranger, even though they don't come with their specialized weapons. And they can reach their sheath on their back, if they so feel like it. So he's got two triggers, two kind of cool action ninja hands, because they're ninjas. I know it says they're aliens, but they're ninjas. Let's get the feminine mold out next, I guess. And there goes yellow again. This is going to be a huge problem, because this is an unwieldy box. Just a massive, unwieldy blocks. White, I guess, just takes up this whole middle section, because of course she does. We're not going to linger too much on the weapons, because they're all the fucking same. They all have the same equipment. That's just how they are. For those of you who don't know, this box set originally cost $120. I paid like about $110-ish, which I didn't mind because I did feel nostalgia for the Alien Rangers. But then it got some pretty hefty discounts during Black Friday, which made me feel a little bit silly and stupid, but it's whatever. Let's wheel this aside and just kind of tear this all open. But hey, I made back those savings on a different Black Friday purchase, which I'm sure we'll talk about very soon. So then we got another bent sword, not as bent as Blue's, but it's still very bent. They should have put these things in cardboard, like they did with the Joes. And of course, her sheath is bent a little bit as well. Goodness gracious, I'm just gonna sheath that up as well. We'll have them just kind of hanging out with their swords. She comes with these two kind of karate chop hands, I guess. I don't know. And same dagger, whatever. She also comes with this blast effect. It's supposed to go around her sword, I think. Yeah, they all have the same stuff. They all have the same stuff, so we're just gonna try to quickly go through the rest of them and just kind of comment on their molds, I guess. I'm gonna tear into it and just grab the Ranger out of the paper because I don't care about the paper. She doesn't feel too bad either. A little loose at the hips, but I gotta be careful with her elbows because I've heard horror stories about feminine mold elbows. Yeah, her hips are a little loose. Yeah, that's wiggling way too much, but that's just how the Lightning Collection is nowadays, ain't it? Yuck, yuck, yuck. Let's get her sword on her back. But they did paint the white collar. There, yeah. You can barely see it, but it's there, and that's greatly cool. They could have just left it blank, but... And they could have... I mean, to be fair, the Kaku Ranger suits aren't very hard to do, all things considered. They're just, like, plain-colored costumes with a new belt. They really just need to make a new belt, and just use, like, basic... Oh, there's some markings on her glove, but that's okay. Kaku Ranger suits are fairly easy to do, especially when you're choosing to make them mostly out of reuse and make the only one that's a slightly new mold be white. Even so, I think she might reuse someone else's mold. I don't know whose. I don't pay attention to Lightning Collection molds. Let me wiggle out, sorry. I don't pay attention to Lightning Collection mold reuse. I know a lot of it happens because, like, they're Power Rangers. They use the same molds. It's to be expected at a certain point. But also, it's whatever. Here's yellow coming up, though. Let me cut up that tape. Yep. Yellow's accessories. I'm just going to move this to the side, because we all know what's going to be happening. We can put white back there. Oh yeah, that hip is going to be a bitch. Let's just set them back there. You can kind of see them, right? Now let's get Yellow's accessories out. And it's going to be like, whoa, it's the same accessory set again. What? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm buying them because I'm buying them as a team. That was the plan. That's always the plan. You know what you're getting into when you're buying the Alien Rangers. And I am glad to have them. Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm more nostalgic for them than I am for fucking Jew Ranger suits. So let's look at his emblem. Again, very nicely painted. It looks kind of like a mountain. I'm glad. Man, that's the third time that has fallen this time in this video, I think. Those out more. Okay. Let's wiggle this around. Again, this is going to be a long, awkward video. And I'm sorry about that. But that's just how this is. Oh, no, your arm. Don't. Here's yellow. His yellow seems fine. They at least got the visor shaping good. You know? I kind of wish they all came with like a ninja pose hand. That would have been cool. Yeah, here's the Yellow Ranger from Kaku Ranger. Yeah, his joints are a bit fucking tight. That's okay. That's easy enough to fix. Again, he uses one of the old pin molds, which I think is one of the benefits of getting this set. The pinned molds are honestly way less QC prone than the non-pinned molds. For Lightning Collection, at least. So, if that's something you are worried about, this set is mostly characters with pinned molds. Old pre-existing pinned molds, so they don't feel too wobbly. I mean, this one feels a bit more wobbly than Blue did, but they don't feel too wobbly. He comes with the blaster effect, by the way. For those of you wondering, in that kind of pale blue. But again, otherwise, blaster and dagger. Blaster and dagger. Blaster and dagger. You know, they all come with the same stuff. And especially for the pricing it's going on Amazon, like, nowadays, I'd say, yeah, pick up this set. It gets you a full team of... If you just kind of want a cool team of, like, Ninja Rangers, this gets you a full team of Ninja Rangers. Even though they say they're aliens, which I don't want to investigate the possible problems with that right now, because we're just opening these toys. We're not doing a critical thematic investigation of what these toys mean. We're just opening the Alien Rangers. If I want to do a thematic analysis of what turning the Ninja Rangers, what turning a team of ninjas into aliens accidentally, implicitly means, I can do that on my own time. But for now, we're not thinking about that. Red Ranger accessories, they're going to be the same. I don't know. I think, which ones are the same molds again? I just said this. It's red and black who are the same. We went over blue and yellow who are the same molds, but they have different hands. Red and yellow have the same hands. I mean, red and blue have the same hands. Black, I guess that's one way to differentiate them. Sure. Yeah, red has the kind of huacha hands, which I think is the best way to describe those. Comes with his sword. His has been the somewhat least bent. It's got that kind of S logo. I'm sure you'll remember it from something, somewhere, somehow. He also comes with the blaster kind of effect. This. And again, same weapons otherwise. Let's tear him out. Identify the song for bonus points. Those bonus points will win you a Kanoe cookie. And if YouTube identifies it, I guess they get a Kanoe cookie by putting ad revenue on this video for no reason, and therefore putting 70 ads on every video. Jesus Christ, their advertisements have been bad recently, haven't they? Here's Red, Kaku Red. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's the Red Kaku Ranger. Again, their costumes are very simple. They get the lightning bolts down very well, though. And these are very simple costumes. They're hard to fuck up. And they didn't fuck them up. But it's just saying, they are hard to fuck up. And I'm glad they didn't. Because otherwise it would be kind of sad. Because these are... I mean, like, every Ranger team's just kind of 5 of the same guy. Ain't it? But yeah. Again, gold diamond. I think they all got gold diamonds, which is nice. I mean, yellow's got a black diamond, which I think is accurate, because he's yellow and they don't have any gold on him, except for, like, his logo. You know? But it's whatever. Now onto the final Ranger, the Black Ranger. Let's carefully wiggle this fucking setup. Yeah, I'm kind of glad they got this done as a team. They never did fucking Ninjor, which sucks. Like, Ninjor, I feel like, is a more important character than the Alien Rangers. He's just got a harder mold to do, but you should do it because he's one of those integral MMPR Season 3 characters. You know? But they never did a Ninjor, which is sad. Which means I can't complete Kaku Ranger properly. Because he's kind of sort of their 6th. It's complicated. It doesn't really matter. Let's just tear it. I am tired at this point, because it's 5 of the same guy. Well, it's technically 3 molds, but whatever. Again, he's got his sword. It's got that kind of, like, pentagon on it. He has black fists. And... yeah. Alien Rangers. Am I right? I'm right. Come on. There. Torn open. Torn asunder. And, yeah, he's fine. Some of the white paint is a bit awkward on all of them, but he got his lightning bolt at least. You know? And the helmet looks good. I mean, like, yeah, they're about right. I mean, there's not much you can do with the Cocker Rangers, and there's not much you can fuck up with the Cocker Rangers. I mean, they're simple Rangers. It would have been nice if they had Alien Ranger head sculpts, but that also might have looked a bit weird, so I don't really care. For basically any collection, you can consider these Cocker Rangers or Alien Rangers, and you're good to go either way. Let's get this fucking cardboard behemoth out of the goddamn way. And let's just look at all these Rangers together at last. I should look up the order in the show, but also I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just trying to get them in a cool pose. But yeah, this is the Alien Rangers. That's a bit of a weird boot, but sure. Let's just get them all standing. Here, right to end it. They all look nice. They're all, they're all fine. They're pretty good Cocker Rangers, and if that's something or Alien Rangers, and if that's something you want for your collection, then freaking eat your heart out. Do whatever. I don't care. Like, these aren't great figures. I wouldn't say necessarily rush out to get them. But, like, if you want the Alien Rangers team, or if you just want a cool-looking group of ninjas, every time the Pink Ranger falls over, an angel gets their wings. But yeah. If you just want a cool team of ninjas, or if you really want a Cocker Ranger team, or if you really want an Alien Ranger team, which would be the smallest demographic of all 3 of those... I'm sorry, Alien Rangers. You guys are cool, but also are obscure, all things considered, because Saban didn't give you a proper adaptation. They just made you fucking aliens. For no reason whatsoever. You were just like, fuck you. They're aliens. And it's like, what? That's kind of weird and kind of cruel and maybe racist? But I'm not going to think about that. We're just going to think about how they're really cool. And really cool looking. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video as I slowly get them all standing up in a somewhat decent pose. I got White somewhat more prominent because she's the leader. But yeah, let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. I know it was kind of sloppy and slapdash, but also these figures were kind of annoying to get out of that dumb box. It's not the figure's fault, they're good figures. It's the box's fault. Fuck that box. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what other Ranger stuff you want me to do next. And I'll try to get on that in between other videos of things that I'm maybe slightly more passionate about, but also I love Power Rangers too. And be sure to tune in next time. I don't know what video's technically next, but I know what video's probably next, which is another Power Rangers thing. But something slightly more unexpected. As we continue our look through MMPR weirdness. Be sure to tune in for that. But until then, I'll see you all next time. Hopefully, if you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.